Hey, what's going on YouTube? Adam C here. Thanks for watching, everyone. So what a lot of fish keepers strive for is crystal clear water, and I am one of them. So due to that, that's one of the most frequently asked questions I see, not only on my channel, but other fish keepers channels, IFG, Steve Poland, channels like that. A lot of people are asking, what did you do to get that clear water? How long did it take you? What's all the products you use? And really, I think people believe it's a lot more complicated than it really has to be. So a few points that I wanted to address, and these are certainly nothing that I've come up with. It's just things that I've learned from other people's channels as well as my own experience. Number one is obviously going to be your water quality. You've got to do your water changes and keep up with all of that. If you don't keep up with that, it doesn't matter what products you use, you're going to struggle with it, no question. Another factor, and this is what I've seen as a problem for a lot of people, is overfeeding, and it used to be a problem for myself. If you're overfeeding your fish, they're creating a lot of excess waste. You're just not going to be able to keep up with it, and neither will your filters. So it's got nowhere to go except filling up your water column with what looks like dust and dirt and all sorts of nastiness. And another tip that I used to struggle with when I started, until a friend of mine turned me on to it, was over cleaning your substrate. And what I mean by that is if every day you're going into your substrate and doing a deep clean every single day or every couple days, you're really stirring up a lot of stuff down there. You don't really need to do deep cleaning of your substrate every single day. If you do that, you're always going to struggle to get clear water because you're going to be stirring it up all the time. So for example, probably every water change, I clean the top of the substrate with a siphon, but I only deep clean this sand bed maybe once every 3 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that. Since I don't really overfeed, I'm able to get by with that. But when I started, man, I was cleaning substrate every single day, all the way to the bottom of the tank, and I never could get clear water. And within 3 or 4 days of quitting that, it cleared up noticeably. So that leaves the question, what if any products do I use? So let's take a look. The products that I use are pretty straightforward. For chemical filtration, I use ChemiPure Blue. I like it because it lasts a long time. This is an 11-ounce jar of it here. I put 2 of these, 2 to 3 in each FX6 that I use. I have multiple FX6s down there, so I end up using 4 at any given time, 4 to 5 bags, and it seems to last 4 to 6 months per bag. So in the long run, I don't like dragging these heavy FX6s out from under the tank and swapping them out all the time, so whatever lasts longest to me is what I'm going to use. But you also can't go wrong with stuff like Purigen or ChemiPure Elite, stuff like that. It all works well if you use it properly. And the other thing that I use are these really coarse filter pads. I know a lot of people like to use the really light white ones. Those work fine, but there's a reason I like using these really thick ones. One is it catches a lot of stuff, but 2 is if you overfeed your tank, those things will clog up really, really fast, like in a couple days. So it's kind of a good measuring point for me to know if I'm overfeeding my tank. If I'm putting in those filter pads and those are starting to slow down flow within a week, I know I really need to cut back on feeding. Maybe I've been just feeding too much. So it's a good check for me to make sure I'm keeping the food levels where they need to be. Like I said, if you go throwing too much food in there, those things will block up literally within days. So, and obviously the last thing that can greatly affect your water quality and your water clarity is your filtration. For my filtration, I have 2 FX6 filters, 1, 2, and a Sun 304B. If you go by the ratings on the boxes of those filters, that's enough filtration for 950 gallons. Most people that have experience with canister filters know you don't go by that. You don't judge by that, especially in keeping cichlids and African cichlids in particular, because they create so much waste. So most of you know, if you have, let's say for example, a 220 gallon tank like this one is, you don't want to put enough filtration on there for 220 gallons. You want to probably double that, if not more, just to keep your water clarity where you will like it. If you have a sole filter or even 2 smaller ones, they may not be able to keep up with the waste that African cichlids can put out. Because some people that keep angelfish, stuff like that, normally they don't cram it full of fish like you see with African cichlids, which sometimes is what you have to do. So don't just consider your tank size, consider the fish inside the tank. How many fish, size of the fish, how much you're feeding, all that stuff. So the old saying is that you can't overfilter a tank, and I think I'd have to agree with that. You can get to a point where an additional filter is not really going to help a whole lot, but you certainly want to do as much filtration as you can afford, or as much as you have room for. So those are my not so secret tips in keeping clear water. If you guys have anything else, I'd certainly love to know in the comments. Help me out, help out some other viewers that are looking through the comments. And see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.